All right, guys, another video for you today on the Limitless. I guess we can call this ESC mount part 2. So I'm going to show you guys something a little bit different today from my last ESC setup. And this is again just going to give people another option on how they want to set up the ESC. Some of you guys may have seen my first video. That setup may or may not have worked for you. So this will give you another idea of how you guys could set up your ESC. Pretty simple. You know, anybody who's got a Dremel and some carbon fiber and a drill can do this. So you know, you guys may have seen some people running this setup. I don't know if they have it set up, you know, the same way I do or not, but mine is, like I said, you know, it's function over form. So you know, it may look kind of janky as far as the way it's set up, but it's solid, it looks decent, and it serves its purpose, which is the goal that I'm trying to achieve, and not wait for somebody to manufacture a part that I have to buy. So people probably selling custom parts are probably not a fan of me showing these videos. But again, you know, when you do get a part, you know, if you're talking about a part that's custom made, machined, CNC'd, I mean, you know, that you're talking a whole different level, and you pay for that premium. So this is kind of just to show you guys how to set things up yourself and give you some ideas. You see, I got rid of the dishes. I got the 5 spokes on the Limitless now, so I think it looks much better than the dish, but probably when I'm doing my speed runs, I'll probably throw the dishes back on. So I'm going to show you guys this setup. And again, so basically the whole point of this is I changed it around. I didn't really need to change it from my other setup, but basically, again, sometimes I just want to think, well, what other options do I have, or what else can I do? You know, what else can I show people? Excuse the mess again. You've probably seen that from the last video. Nothing's got cleaned up since I've been working on this car. But this is basically the new setup. So for those of you who've seen my old video, you saw that I made a custom carbon fiber, like a mounting bracket here that went under here, and the ESC was sitting next to the motor. A couple of questions I got on that from people was, well, if you're running the ESC close to the motor, is that going to make the ESC hot? You know, I don't know. I think it's negligible because, yeah, the motor's going to get hot, but when you're doing speed runs, you got air coming through here, so it's not like it's just standing still, you know. So you got the fans here, you got the fan on the ESC that was here. So I think you know, as far as the temperatures, probably would have been negligible, you know, regardless, because again, you know, when you're doing runs, you know, air's flowing through here, air's flowing through the back, so it's not stagnant, you know, air. It's not just air in here that's, you know, 150 degrees or 160 degrees, because when you're moving, obviously air is circulating. So again, I think that would have been negligible, but I have had a couple of questions regarding that. Needless to say, this is not why I made this video, and not because I changed it here, because that was my concern. So again, just wanted to see something different and how it would turn out. So this setup, you can kind of see I've mounted a top carbon fiber plate, mounted the ESC onto the top carbon fiber plate. Downside to this is that you're no longer running your chassis brace, which if you get into a pretty serious crash, that's probably going to be not very good. But as far as doing speed runs and things like that, you know, I don't know that the chassis brace is really going to do anything. You know, people say, oh, it reduces flex and stuff like that. But when you're going straight and you're not hitting anything, you know, this aluminum chassis is not bending. So that's not something you have to be worried about. Really, that chassis brace is, if you get into a pretty nasty impact, you know, you don't want to bend the chassis or cause, you know, more damage than you would if you had the chassis brace on. So for the sake of this video and this setup, no chassis brace. You're basically taking that particular chance. But as you see, like I said, this setup is simple. This is, again, a lot of, I posted a picture, and a lot of criticism I got is, oh, this guy's running Deans. Oh, he's going to melt his Deans. Okay, just for clarification, the Dean is only for the cat pack. That's just a quick disconnect so that I could take this off, you know, if I need to move it or take it off to work on the car, I could just do a quick disconnect. The connectors I'm running are actually Castles. So I've got them dyed black. Wasn't too fond of that green color, thought it was kind of ugly, so I dyed those black. So basically, you can kind of see what I did, and I'll give you an example let me grab this piece here. So this is what the carbon fiber plate is sitting on, okay? So you see this piece here. So basically what I did is, if you look here, right there, you'll see a zip tie, a pretty heavy duty zip tie. But basically what I did is I drilled 2 holes, well, here and here, okay? And then same thing on that side, okay? So, and then basically what I did is I ran the zip ties through here. So I ran the zip tie through here and out into those holes of the carbon fiber plate. Same thing here, ran a zip tie through here and then basically up and into those holes and zip tied the plate down onto this. Now I've also put like a foam pad on the bottom of this carbon fiber plate so that when it's sitting on here, it has like basically like a, you know, shock absorption. So it's pretty solid. You know, again, the zip ties I'm using are pretty heavy duty. And then you see I got the ESC screwed down onto the carbon fiber chassis plate. Now again, you know, people are like, oh, that's going to be chintzy that you're using zip ties or whatever. So I'm going to show you guys, when you guys are using some pretty heavy duty zip ties, and they're not even the biggest zip ties in the world, but I'm going to go ahead and pick up the car from the carbon fiber plate. Okay, so basically just showed you guys I picked up the car from the carbon fiber plate, and that's just zip tied down, and that thing is not going anywhere. So again, this guy gives you guys the option of running a center ESC mount. Again, pretty simple, nothing overly complicated, things that someone can do themselves. And basically you just want to make sure that you're mounting this in a way that is going to be within that bubble of the car. Okay, so some people, you know, have done it differently. I don't know if anybody's done this. You know, I'm not claiming to be the first. You know, I haven't seen it, but maybe some people, you know, go a step further and decide to take the carbon fiber plate and somehow screw it down into that piece that I was just showing you guys. Whatever I did with it, I don't know where I put it. Oh, here it is. All right, so some people will actually go as far as setting the carbon fiber plate on top of here and then screwing down into here. So I probably could have done that, but I didn't even want to mess around with trying to line up the holes and things like that. So I didn't really have the patience. But again, with this particular setup, this is not going anywhere. So this video today is going to be pretty short. You guys can see it again, just kind of give you guys an idea. And again, this is just from a piece of carbon fiber that I had, you know, laying around. But again, you can see right there, I drilled a hole, drilled another hole right there, ran it through right there. You guys could see where my finger is, so it's coming out of there. Run it through that tube, come out through there, and up and right here. So, and you can kind of see, you know, again, the zip tie right here. And then the ESC is mounted right to the top of that. So again, simple, quick, efficient, looks good. I mean, if you look at it like this, you know, you really can't even see that I've zip tied it. So I know some people even zip tie the whole damn ESC onto the carbon fiber plate. I didn't want to be, you know, that chintzy. So I screwed it down. I still got to make 2 more holes, you know, back here to screw it down to the plate. But I got a hole here and another screw there. So other than that, again, simple, clean. Give somebody another idea that maybe didn't want to run the ESC here. So other than that, so I'm going to give this a shot, see how it works out. And other than that, comment, subscribe, let me know what you guys think. Again, this may not be for everybody, and I don't claim to be the best. But like I said, just throwing some ideas out there. And again, my motto is, if I see somebody who comes up with a better idea, I'll be willing to look at it. So let me know what you guys think. All right, man. Check you guys on the next video. Later.